Fanfic Corner, presented by Jennifer. Small talk. Echo checked behind him for the 5th time. Each time he was greeted with the same large brown eyes looking back at him, along with a soft smile. Omega had a tendency to wander off, but not on his watch. He made sure to constantly keep an eye on her. But now that they reached their destination, he began to feel more relieved. Omega gazed in awe as they entered the shop. She was surrounded by plates of shiny armor. Since Braca, Echo and Hunter had talked about finding her armor for safety in their line of work. Omega jumped at the idea, but time wasn't exactly on their side. Today was one of the rare days that Sid didn't have a single job for them, meaning it was the day Echo had promised to take her out to go armor browsing. "This is so cool!" Omega immediately left her brother's side to have a look around. "Don't go too far, Maga, and don't touch anything that looks sharp," Echo called after her. Perhaps he shouldn't have taken her to a shop that sold weapons, especially ones having them out of full display where anyone could just pick them up. "Had to tell my youngest one that too," a high-pitched voice commented. Echo turned around to find a female Twi'lek leaning against the wall next to the counter. "Kids always manage to do the opposite of whatever you tell them." The cyborg took his helmet off, holding it under his arm before agreeing. "Tell me about it. I swear she tends to find trouble wherever she goes," he chuckled. "Is that the reason you're getting her armor?" The woman raised a suspicious eyebrow. "Well, it's complicated." The Red tried to explain without going into any details about bounty hunters and running from the Empire. "Relax, I'm only kidding," the Twi'lek smirked. "Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea. My husband is notorious around these parts. I'm here to pick up new armor for him, actually." "What happened to his old one?" Echo leaned against the counter as well. "Oh, he got involved in a shootout. Some idiot dropped an explosive from an exchange, completely destroying everything within a mile of it. Luckily, my husband was protected enough to survive, but not his armor." "Sorry about your husband. I hope he's doing well," Echo said with regards. The situation reminded him too much of the ion engine mishap and Crosshair's injuries. "Thank Thank you. He's almost fully recovered. Maybe next time he'll be more careful. She stopped briefly to talk to the worker that handed her a large metal box to which Echo assumed to be the armor she was picking up before turning back to him. Raising a family on this planet is harder than you think. Wouldn't you agree? You've got that right, Echo sighed. Compared to my brothers, I feel like I'm the only one with common sense when it comes to her safety. Can you believe one of them let her think she was disarming an active bomb? Oh my, the woman gasped, placing a hand over her mouth. Are you serious? Echo shook his head. I wish I wasn't. Not only that, but the ship we live on is has one of the most repulsive smells in the galaxy. I'm surprised that Omega hasn't gotten used to it after a day. Is that your daughter's name? She asked. Yes, he heard himself answer without thinking. Never heard that one before. I like it a lot. Echo opened his mouth to say something else when a small blur of blonde appeared next to him, handing him a heavy object. This is the only thing I could find that looked like it would fit me, Omega said to him. That's when she noticed the woman he was talking to. Hi, I'm Omega, she said with a smile. Hello, Omega. It's nice to meet you. My name's Zora. The blue Twi'lek crouched down to the girl's level. I've heard a few stories about you from Echo, the male clone finished, realizing they hadn't even known each other's names until then. I guess your whole family has awesome names, huh? Your name is pretty too, just like you. Don't you think so, Echo? Omega asked innocently, not knowing the difference between him saying whether a girl was pretty was different from her, especially one that was married. Luckily for him, Zora understood, a smirk on her face. Thank you, Omega. It was a real pleasure to meet such a lovely girl. She picked up her package. It was nice talking to you, Echo. Oh, and as a mother speaking, you're doing a great job raising her. She smiled before leaving the store. Echo could feel his heart warm. He was always worried about him and his brother's capability of bringing up Omega, not having anyone to have learned from. Zora didn't know it, but her words had truly made him feel like he made a few right decisions in his life. He never saw himself raising a kid, but he wouldn't.